Hi guys, I'm Shaly.
This is Dahsol.
And Jojo.
And we're here with a brand new segment called Let's Talk FFBE.
Let's talk FFBE.
Let's talk.
Yay!
So for today, we're going to talk about trust masters and the importance of having trust masters, equipped to your various units, because that is a very central concept to FFBE and a very particular concept attached to FFBE.
We're going to have this corner like every now and then and just randomly talk about various things about the game, because it is indeed a very deep game, and they're like deep.
Yeah. Could I ask some questions? Like, could you guys explain more in details? Like, because I don't really know much about trust masters and anything.
Yeah,
could you
indeed.
explain and tell me what's in it? What makes it so wonderful, man?
Each unit in FFBE, except for the main characters, Rain, Dahsol, Fina, etc., have a different trust master reward, and each unit with a trust master reward has a trust master gauge that starts out at 0% and can reach up to 100%. And you can get small bits of trust master gauge when you take corresponding units out on quests. But the easier ways are to fuse the same characters for plus 5% and whatever number of the fuse units gauge was, and fusing trust moogles. Last of all, when the gauge reaches 100%, you get an extra powerful equipment or ability that any of your characters can use, and usually it's something that relates to the original character.
Oh, so basically you can take a trust master from, let's say I have a character, Ace, and I can take the trust master from A and move it to B or something like that? Oh, and I get all the bonuses and everything?
Sometimes you don't get all of them.
Yeah.
We're going to get into that when we start talking about the trust masters that Dahsol and I have picked specifically to cover today. But there are specific trust masters that belong to specific units that once that unit has it equipped, they gain a special bonus on top of that, or a special ability on top of that. That's not to say that you can't use it with another unit, but the other unit won't benefit as greatly as the unit that originated the trust master.
Very true.
Yes.
In the video, as we just talked about, Shaly and I will be making a few personal recommendations on what units and trust masters to focus your moogles on.
Yes.
Great.
Yeah, so hopefully we give you guys some helpful hints today. I mean, I know that a lot of you who play the game are already very aware that trust masters are very important in the game, and you probably have lots of them already, but today Dahsol and I are just going to tell you a few of our favorites that perhaps if you're considering, investing your moogles into something good, then these might be the ones that you're looking for.
Yep.
So stick around.
I'll take notes.
All right, and it's time to get into it and introduce all of the trust masters that we have brought up for today. And of course, ladies first. So I'm gonna go first. And I picked 5 that I'm gonna discuss with you guys, and hopefully, these are helpful to you. If not, then I'll try to pick some better ones next time, who knows, but let's get into it. I picked these specifically because the play style that I have is very focused on physical damage dealing units. So I don't really concentrate on mages as much. So the only one that I have that is mage oriented would be Ludmil's TM, and she's a 3-star base. You get dual cast from her trust master.
So valuable.
Yes, dual cast is extremely valuable because it allows you to cast 2 spells in the same turn. And unlike some mages, black mages and white mages that are forced to use only black magic twice or only white magic twice in one turn, dual cast actually allows you to use whichever combination you would like to use. So you can use black magic twice or white magic twice. It is excellent on healers such as Refia, especially if you have her enhancements, all the way to level 2. It's amazing.
Wow.
Yeah.
The next one I'd like to recommend would be Soze's 4-star base, Soze. His Emperor's Majesty Trust Master. And I feel like this one doesn't get enough credit. I don't hear of many people using this one, but I use it all the time because it gives you a 20% boost to HP and attack.
Oh, really?
Yes, and not only that, but it restores MP every turn.
Oh, every turn?
Refresh.
Oh, seriously?
Exactly.
Because I have 2 souls there, but I was I don't know what to do.
Exactly. People really find him very
put on the
not
bench.
popular as a unit. Like they don't really care to use him very much. But even if you're not using it, his TM is pretty valuable.
Yeah, and he's a king.
Exactly. I mean, he's an emperor.
Emperor,
He's an emperor. So he's quite up there. You know, respect the emperor.
Yeah, we'll get the Empire to take care of you and the rebels too. You'll see.
The next one I would like to introduce is Warais.
Right.
4-star base, Warais, a proud fencer. He gets a 20% boost to HP with the Trustmaster, as well as a 40% attack boost.
40.
If you are equipping a great sword or large sword, however you like address it.
Yeah,
Yes.
but that I can do something with that actually. You can combine it actually, because I got Eileen and she can like equip any weapon in the game. So right now I don't know what she has, maybe a whip or something.
But I would get her something different.
Yeah, just give her like a great sword and just.
Exactly. So this is very useful for units who can equip the broad range of weapons, especially greatsword, because that's where you get the 40% boost. But I would recommend this on Orlando for sure, because it would stack with his innate boost that he has for equipping large swords as it is, and then you put this on top, and then the boost just kind of goes through the roof. So I would definitely recommend that or Old Man Do, as people like to refer to him.
Yeah, pretty much everybody uses greatswords anyway.
Exactly. Yeah. The heaviest damage dealers use it, so I definitely recommend that. The fourth one I'm going to recommend is a little bit harder to get because this comes from a 5-star base unit, and I'm talking about Onion Knight in this case. And Onion Knight's Onion Sword is one of the most powerful swords in the entire game.
OP.
Yes, and if you have an Onion Knight and you have not given him an Onion Sword by this point, you are doing it wrong. You definitely need to get that Onion Sword for him, because with that Onion Sword, he is able to get the valuable ability called Onion Cutter, which deals 16 hits against one enemy. 16 hits against one enemy, and it is quite difficult to chain. But if you manage to chain it properly, it deals a lot of damage, and so it's irreplaceable. Not only that, but you get the 135 attack boost just for equipping the sword.
Oh, really?
Yes, and then another ability attached to the sword that any other unit can actually use, not just Onion Knight, but they also get Blade Blitz, which is an ability that hits all enemies at one time, in one turn.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow, so you can slice everybody up?
Exactly. Yes, by just having the
like
sword.
onions.
Exactly.
That's what I was thinking.
Slice them up like onions. Excellent metaphor. The last one that I would like to introduce to you guys, it's another 5-star TM. So again, the 5-star TMs are the most difficult to get because obviously that means you have to pull a rainbow, and rainbows are not the easiest thing to get in the game, and we are all very aware of that. But this one is one that I find so incredibly crucial.
So cool.
And this would be Gilgamesh's Genji Glove.
Gilgamesh.
And the amazing thing about Genji Glove is that Genji Glove gets, it's an accessory. So you equip it as an accessory. You don't have to waste an ability slot by equipping Genji Glove. It gives you an attack and a magic boost, both at 10%. And then it gives you dual wield. So you are getting the boost plus the ability TTT, to actually equip 2 weapons at the same time without having to use that ability slot for a dual wield.
There's so much value.
Yeah. So yeah, these are the 5 that I personally recommend. I hope that, you know, if you haven't paid attention to a couple of the ones in the list, for example, Soze's or Warais, that hopefully this gives you, you know, a little bit of a different view about what TM could be useful for you. All right, well, Dahsol, do you want to introduce yours then?
Sure.
Yeah.
My choices were actually more focused on like the defensive and like utility side because I'm of the belief that if you can survive like forever, even if you do like puny bits of damage, you can
still be
eventually like
Thank you.
it can take like 4 hours, but you beat it.
You're the one with all the patience. I just want it done like now. Yeah.
Thank you.
So my 5 selections, starting out with the first one, would be Zidane's dual wield.
Essential.
So I know Shaly already recommended Genji gloves, but I'm going to recommend dual wield again anyways because like, dual wield is just that important.
It is. Plus, it's way easier to get at Xenon 3 stars.
So the thing about dual wield is that you are eventually going to want multiple copies because of the 10-man battle. And do note that dual wield is also viable on supporters and healers. You can equip like wands, and the other thing is that if you dual equip when on your supporters, and your supporters have attack abilities that can chain with other units, or if you're lucky enough and have the 9S's pod with you, you can chain with that as well. And dual wield, just get him. You will never regret.
10 out of 10
having
recommend.
10 out of 10.
And my second choice would be Aiden's Investment of Mind. This is actually something like Emperor's Majesty that you just mentioned. But in this case, it's instead of HP and attack, Aiden's equipment gets you a lot of defense and spirit. And on top of that, MP regeneration every turn. So for those long battles, this is going to be invaluable.
Yeah, that's really good. That's really, really good.
And my third choice would be Charlotte's Equip Heavy Shield.
Interesting choice.
So what it does is it lets you equip heavy shields.
Oh, okay. I was expecting something like way much more complicated.
Right. No, you'd be surprised how many units cannot use shields.
So basically, all the, for example, tanking units can equip shields, light shields and heavy shields, but you'll be surprised at the amount of supporters and healers who can't equip like heavy shields.
Right.
Even if you're using one of your ability slots in order to equip a heavy shield, it's not that much of a minus for units that can't equip anything on your other hand in the first place. And the thing about heavy shields is that it has tons and tons of versatility. You can pick whatever heavy shield you use, and already you can you can mass produce ice shields, flame shields, thunder shields that give a whooping 50% resistance in that element. And although they are one of a kind, you have Demon Shield, Hero Shield, and Genji Shield, who have like tons of elemental resistances or the invaluable insta-kill resistance.
Right.
So if you just have this, you can like use it on many different kinds of occasions. Whatever the challenge you're going for is, you can find the heavy shield that suits your purpose.
Right.
Choice number 4, I have Wrestler in my list.
Wrestler, FF12.
Yep.
The 4-star tanking unit, his Trustmaster is Patriotic Recall. And this is just a lot of solid stats in one ability. 30% HP, 20% defense, and 30% light resistance.
Nice.
Wow.
And it stacks like Brave Fencer or those Blade Masteries and whatnot. So you can never have too many of these patriotic recalls.
Awesome.
You can stack them up.
Yeah, you can use the actual same ability,
Are you serious?
So 4 patriotic recalls equal 120% HP, 80% defense.
That's crazy.
And it gives you light resistance?
Tons of light resistance.
Oh my god.
The ultimate
You
tank.
can never have enough of these tanking abilities.
It's time to get some wrestlers. I'm gonna handle the wrestlers. There's one over there! Just get him! Oh no!
And
Give the Trustmaster.
last but not least, I have Riku.
Yes.
And her famous Riku's pouch.
Yep.
So stat-wise, it gets you like nothing. Like,
So why are people excited?
but
Well, he's gonna
This-
teach you how.
but this accessory gives you access to whatever. This accessory, when equipped to whatever unit, gives access to 3 extremely valuable skills: Cast Grenade, AoE full, which is basically AoE full break, and Arena Monster with status elements. And Panacea is AoE cure all status elements for your entire party. And the third is Eccentric, which gives you an AoE LB fill rate buff, which is very powerful and lasts very long. To be honest, I think access to one or two of these abilities would have been a good enough Trustmaster, and Riku's pouch has all three. That just tells you how strong it is.
Wow.
You get this, and you get access to LB, breaks, and status element recovery. And status element recovery includes the very rare Petrify recovery. So just invaluable.
It's an all-in-one like suit, you know. It's like you know, it's like a set. You buy it and you get everything in it. You know.
Just slap this item on whatever unit you have, and it's already a top tier supporter.
So this time around, we covered all of these Trustmasters. Hopefully, if you weren't, familiar with some of them, then hopefully that helps you to perhaps look into them and maybe see if you're interested in farming those Trustmasters or spending Moogles again. And who knows what we'll be covering next time? Maybe it will be a completely different topic, but hopefully it's just as useful or interesting to you guys. And if you do have any ideas for what we could cover next time, you could leave your comments and your questions in the boxes below, and then maybe we'll pick one of those topics and cover it for the next episode. Yeah.
And do leave us comments on like anything, what Trustmasters you like, or what you would like to see in this new corner. Let's talk FFBE. We can talk about all sorts of stuff. It doesn't have to be Trustmasters. If you have anything in particular you want
to. Clothing? Which character has the best clothing?
Who is the cutest unit? That would be interesting. I think we would like go into war.
My vote's for Ayaka.
Okay, I'm still a Lid fan, but All right, well that's it for us, guys. We'll see you next time.
Thank you.